Welcome back. It's been a minute since I've made any videos. Been pretty busy with other stuff and still chipping away on the airplane project, but yeah, let me show you where I'm at. So not sure last time showed you guys where I was with any of this stuff, but we're having new instrument panels made. We're updating some of the avionics. All the original Cessna factory analog gauges are being replaced with two digital engine gauges, which are engine monitors also. Also replacing the original vacuum gauges with AV30s. So those are going to be digital. All the other stuff's going to be pretty much the same. The radios, all that stuff is going to be the same. All the lower switches and circuit breakers are going to be essentially new with toggle switches and modern circuit breakers. Let me show you what I got inside. So this is a mock-up of the lower switch panel. The new one's metal, obviously. This is just temporary. We did a lot of this fit-ups with this paper, cardboard type stuff, and then once we got these pretty dialed in, we cut everything out with acrylic. So that's all this is, just for mocking it up. But essentially this is going to be the layout for my switches. A few notes. I ended up making some changes before we cut everything out with the laser etching. I've got all my circuit breakers here, a main bus, and then it splits, and I got an avionics bus here, and I started wiring everything up. New copper bus bars all the way. You can see where the split bus is, and started just running the jumpers between the breakers and the switches before I populate everything. That way it's pretty easy to drop this in. Again, we used these cardboard printouts that were just laser cut, and did most of our fit up and stuff like that before we sent everything to get cut out on metal. This is the right side panel. That's what it's going to look like. And this is an auxiliary circuit breaker panel, which is going to be just in front of the co-pilot. I'm going to have a USB port right there, and then I'm going to put a RAM mount for an iPad here, so I'll be able to mount my little iPad mini and angle it over to the right side. And you can see I've got these bus bars that I made for that side with some room to grow. So I'll have space for 3 extra circuit breakers on each bus for any future improvements. So a total of 6 circuit breakers if I ever need to add them in the future. Still need to get my yokes dialed in and get all the push to talk stuff wired up. And you know, if you remember, the old yokes got destroyed, so we were able to find new yokes, luckily, new old stock. So that's going to be nice to have, but it still takes some work to get those dialed in. For the CGR30s, I've got a few different control boxes that needed to be mounted. This is the I think they call it the EDC, engine data controller. So I have 3 harnesses that are going to route into that, and mounted that to the glove box. And I've got 2 more controllers or control boxes that are going to end up mounting to the bottom as well. That one is going to be for manifold pressure off the engine, and that's going to be a that's going to go to a shunt for one of my amp readings. So these harnesses still need to get routed to all the sensors on the engine. Those are most of my like CHTs and EGTs. A couple other harnesses are going to get routed still. This is going to go for some of my annunciators and magnetos. So I'll be able to see RPM and also annunciators. You can see that says land light, taxi light. So if there's a switch in the on position, I'll have an indication on my screen. And this is just kind of well, this is just the front of the manual, but this is the unit that's going in. There's going to be 2 of these, and it's going to have all my gauges in a pretty easy to read format, and one's going to be, you know, primary, the other is going to be a cluster gauge, and that's where it's going to have those annunciators and whatnot on it. A little bit of a mess right now, just been in crunch mode trying to get a lot of this stuff done. Still need to clean up a little bit and reorganize. Here's one of the acrylic panels I was talking about that we used for mocking everything up, and also getting all my nut plates and mounting locations for the panel. It's my little parts cart. These are the old switches that were original factory Cessna switches made by Carling. Now we're gonna have new toggle switches made by Carling. ELT, that's gonna go in the panel. This is my digital mode C readout for altitude. That's that USB I was talking about, so that's gonna go in the panel and just give me power for iPad, whatever else. Still just got lots of little things. Oh, this is kind of cool, door stewards. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but they're just basically gas struts that are gonna go on my doors, keep them from blowing open or breaking the hinges. The factory doors, or the factory struts, have this flimsy little strut on there, and they don't work that great over time. They get bent, and you know, the door overextends. As you can see, there's a line right there, so this thing's already blown open, and just makes opening and closing the doors, mostly closing the door, is kind of a problem. It's common to Cessna, so that door steward will help prevent that. And in the future, when I get motivated, I'll take the door apart and try to straighten that out, but that's a big project in itself. So that's mostly it for now. You might have seen earlier where I was installing a lot of these sensors, and I have to still create a harness, or I have to connect the harness for all the engine sensors, and then I'm gonna run them along the bottom of the cylinders on sort of like a racetrack type concept. Maybe make some standoffs so that everything is secured and I can wrap it or put some kind of heat shield on it. Up on the magnetos, I got new P leads going in. So these are Bogart P leads, and they just route through the firewall. I'm gonna have to secure all that, obviously, but yeah, that'll be nice, you know, versus the old frayed P leads that were on there before in horrible shape. New wire, for the alternator, goes into a shunt here, and that's going to be for alternator amps. That'll be shown on a display. Also another shunt being installed here for battery amps, so I'll be able to see battery amps and alternator amps in one place, which is kind of nice. Didn't have anything like that before, but I still have to run another wire from there inside onto the bus. Out on the wing, I got this wire, which I'm not going to be connecting to anything right now, but it's just pre-ran for the magnetometer for the AV30s. Once that thing's certified and I'm able to get one, I'm gonna get it and mount it up inside this bay right here. But at least I got the wire run. I don't have to deal with that later. I still need to install a couple OAT probes. I'm thinking maybe I'll put one on this bay right here on that inspection cover, and maybe the other one on this inspection cover. So just two OAT probes. One's gonna be for the AV30s and one's gonna be for the CGR 30s. So short run, pop the wires through here, run them down into the panel. So that's it for now. Just doing some cleanup and general organization. It's been a minute. It's just been kind of chaotic. I've been just going at it so crazy that things got to be kind of a mess. So pulled the airplane out, cleaning the hangar, reorganizing stuff, and yeah, it's getting pretty exciting. I'll post up some pictures, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.